Hi again, this is Tony from BesideTheFrontDoor.com, and here to talk about spider mites today. I found that I had some spider mites that had grown on one of my plants. A little later in the video I'll go ahead and give you a close-up and show you what I do about that, but I want to talk about them first. Spider mites aren't really a spider. It's a very small mite creature that you almost need a microscope or magnifying glass to see clearly. You can see them like specks of dust. You usually don't notice them until you're really looking for them. What you'll usually see first is you'll see a yellowing, a spotted yellowing on the leaves, like tiny, like there's pollen granules on the leaves, but it's all throughout the leaf, and it won't brush off. And that's where the spider mites have been sucking on the leaves and sucking those plant juices out, and that's why you see the little bit of yellowing. When you look closely, especially on the underside of the leaf, because that's where they're going to be hiding out, you might see just the, a black or gray, just spots, like a dusting back in there. That would be the spider mites themselves. And if you have a really strong infestation, they'll actually start building, see some webbing in there. And really, inside the greenhouse conditions or inside the house is a great place, a great environment for spider mites, which is what makes it so hard to control. Now, before you bring your house plants in, if they've spent the summer outdoors, I usually recommend either applying a systemic insecticide, or if you want to use organics, give them good spray down with some neem oil, making sure to get the bottoms of the leaves very thoroughly. I would follow that up every couple of days right as you bring them inside to take care of anything that might be on your plants when you bring them in. Because no matter how careful you are and how clean the plants look, there's probably going to be a spider mite, an aphid, some sort of unwanted pest you're going to bring inside that will go ahead and just bloom inside if you let it. Now I'm going to grab the camera and take you down for a closer look of that spider mites that have gone a bit out of control here, and I'm going to clip them off. The webs don't get this extensive unless it's a really bad infestation. I had not been paying attention to this plant, and you'll see it. So just one moment. How do I turn that around? And here we're coming up to, this was a flower stem stalk. You can see some of that minute webbing right on there with just some specks down in there. That is a telltale sign of some strong infestation of spider mites. Luckily for me, it's held out and away from the plant. It's on the flower stalk, which is finished. I'm going to grab my trusty Felcos here and just give them a nip. So here's the pruners here, and since this is a flower stalk I'm getting rid of anyway, I'm going to bring it all the way back and cut it off close to the base. I can follow up with some neem oil on there for any of the mite babies that might still be on there. But if you can, like I could there, it's good to take off the mass of any infestation you have and just remove it from the plant. More often than not, the infestation will be at the new growth, near the tops, the ends, the fast-growing bits of the plant. That's where it's most luscious and yummy. And you can just prune those off, which will just encourage the plant to be branching and become more full and bushy anyway. But just remove that source of infestation from the plant, and then you can usually start with something much more gentle and organic, something like I said, a neem oil, an insecticidal soap, something like that. So if you found this helpful, please click like and subscribe, and put your questions and comments below so that I can address them in future videos. Bye.